Good evening. I'm Alfred Hitchcock.
He was the master of suspense.
Hurry up, children. Finish your lunch.
Are the birds gonna eat us, Mommy?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Hello.
For this list, we're looking at the most iconic movies from one of cinema's most influential directors. Although he made over 50 films throughout the course of his lifetime, these are the ones that helped define an entire genre and have inspired filmmakers for generations.
I shall not act in these stories, but will only make appearances, something in the nature of an accessory before and after the fact.
Yes, here's one. Taken at a reunion dinner. Here you are, with the biggest cigar in the business.
Number 10, Dial M for Murder.
Do you really believe in the perfect murder?
Yes, absolutely. On paper, that is. And I think I could plan one better than most people, but I doubt if I could carry it out.
Based on a stage play, this film follows a former tennis pro as he plots to have his wealthy, adulterous wife murdered.
I should simply tell them that you're trying to blackmail me into murdering your wife.
But his plan hits a snag when she kills her hired assassin. Making this anything but a predictable whodunit. Starring perennial Hitchcock leading lady Grace Kelly as the cheating wife, and Ray Milland as the jilted husband, the film's status as a pop culture staple and Hitchcock's standard was cemented by numerous remakes and reinterpretations.
Emilia, screwing around is the second oldest reason in the world to kill somebody.
Oh, really? And what would be the first?
Money, honey.
But even so, the key to this mystery remains the key.
No, it won't be my key under the carpet, it'll be hers. I shall take it from her handbag and hide it out there just before I leave the flat.
Number 9, The 39 Steps.
Have you ever heard of the 39 Steps?
No, what's that, a pub?
This British classic is a story of espionage, murder, and a man on the run.
But I've known what it is to feel lonely and helpless and to have the whole world against me. And those are things that no man or woman ought to feel.
After running into a spy who winds up dead at the end of the night, Richard Hannay takes off on a cross-country chase to prove his innocence and to stop a spy ring known as the 39 Steps from stealing military secrets from the British government.
What are the 39 Steps?
The 39 Steps is an organization of spies, collecting information on behalf of the Foreign Office of...
With visual elements he refined and reused in his later films, as well as his typical brand of cold-as-ice heroin, this has Hitchcock's fingerprints all over it.
I'm telling it to you now for the third time. There's a dangerous conspiracy against this island, and we're the only people who can stop it. Think what you've seen happen right under your very nose.
Number 8, Notorious.
Say it again, it keeps me awake.
I love you.
This spy story / love triangle drama features some of old Hollywood's biggest stars. Starring Ingrid Bergman, Cary Grant, and Claude Rains, the story follows the daughter of a Nazi spy who has been recruited to snoop for the U.S. But she manages to fall in love with her government recruiter.
Look, I'll make it easy for you. The time has come when you must tell me that you have a wife and 2 adorable children, and this madness between us can't go on any longer.
With many innovative shots and some subversive romance, the film was a hit with both audiences and critics alike, and it showcased Hitchcock's willingness to grow as a director, even at this stage in his career.
You don't think a woman can change?
Sure. And change is fun. For a while.
For a while. What a rat you are, Captain.
You'll be going soon. This isn't a parking place, you know.
Oh, isn't it?
Number 7, Rebecca.
You thought I loved Rebecca? You thought that? I hated her.
Marrying a man you've known for only 2 weeks is ill-advised in most situations.
Oh, I've been thinking.
Well, what did you want to do that for?
It holds especially true in this instance when a young woman weds a grieving widower she just met and must contend with the memory of his first wife. Actually, it's not just the ex-wife's ghost she must deal with.
You tried to take her place. You let him marry you. I've seen his face, his eyes. They're the same as those first weeks after she died.
I used to listen to him, walking up and down, all night long, night after night, thinking of her, suffering torture because he'd lost her.
She's also up against her husband's unstable housekeeper and the ex-wife's lover.
You know, boy, I have a strong feeling that before the day is out, somebody's going to make use of that rather expressive, though somewhat old-fashioned term, foul play.
A faithful retelling of Daphne du Maurier's novel, Hitchcock's film version was a triumph that earned the Best Picture Oscar.
Our marriage is a success, isn't it? A great success? We're happy, aren't we? Terribly happy.
Number 6, Strangers on a Train.
Sure, I sound savage. I feel savage. I'd like to break a neck.
It seems the tennis pros hate their wives, at least in Hitchcock's universe.
My theory is that everybody is a potential murderer. Now, didn't you ever feel like you wanted to kill somebody?
This story centers on a clandestine meeting between two strangers, during which the idea of a crisscross murder scheme is floated.
For example, your wife, my father. Crisscross.
But when the tennis pro's wife ends up dead, he must rush to stop his co-conspirator from framing him for the crime, while also trying to avoid committing murder himself.
Of course I didn't give it another thought. And now a lunatic wants me to kill his father.
It's too fantastic.
By highlighting the story's themes of contrast with his visual choices, Hitchcock turns this melodrama into one of his signature electrifying thrillers.
You've got me acting like I'm a criminal. You crazy fool!
Don't you call me that.
Number 5, The Birds.
Cover your faces! Cover your eyes!
If you didn't have a functional fear of pigeons prior to this movie, this Hitchcock classic will be sure to at least have you viewing them with some skepticism.
I have never known birds of different species to flock together. The very concept is unimaginable. Why, if that happened, we wouldn't have a chance. How could we possibly hope to fight them?
Starring typical Hitchcock blonde Tippi Hedren, the movie tells the story of a remote California town that's beset with murderous birds. While it's full of suspense, it's a horror movie in every sense of the word, complete with gouged out eyes and vicious bird attacks. However, with Hitchcock's classic visual flair, it stands above your typical blood and gore slashers. Number 4, North by Northwest.
I don't like the way Teddy Roosevelt is looking at me.
Perhaps he's trying to give you one last word of caution, Mr. Kaplan.
Hitchcock's soft spot for spy stories and men on the run sees another turn in this thriller.
That wasn't very sporting, using real bullets.
Cary Grant plays a man who's wrongly mistaken for a spy and goes on the run to save his life and clear up his identity.
I'm an advertising man, not a red herring. I've got a job, a secretary, a mother, 2 ex-wives, and several bartenders dependent upon me. And I don't intend to disappoint them all by getting myself slightly killed.
But he's chased cross-country by a team of spies looking to take him out. A box office success, the film is widely considered one of Hitchcock's best.
Hello there.
But it's the director's conscious effort to avoid the symbolism of his other works that makes it truly stand out.
Tell me, why are you so good to me?
Shall I climb up and tell you why?
Number 3, Vertigo. A love story, a murder mystery, and acrophobia go hand in hand in this definitive Hitchcock thriller.
Oh, Scotty, don't let me go.
I'm here. I've got you.
I'm so afraid.
The story centers on an unstable detective portrayed by Jimmy Stewart, who's suffering from a fear of heights so debilitating it prevents him from saving lives.
Well, it's a cinch. Here, I look up, I look down. I look up, I look down.
After he falls in love with his friend's wife and she jumps to her death, he goes on an emotional tailspin until he stumbles upon the truth about her demise.
When you jumped into the bay, you didn't know where you were. You guessed, but you didn't know.
I didn't jump. I fell. You
Why
told
did
me
you
I
jump?
fell.
Why did you jump?
Though Vertigo originally earned mixed reviews, It has since been reassessed as a standout on Hitchcock's resume.
God have mercy.
Number 2, Rear Window.
We become a race of peeping Toms. What people ought to do is get outside their own house and look in for a change.
Being a peeping Tom can have its upside. This classic sees Jimmy Stewart in the lead again, this time as a wheelchair-bound photographer who thinks he's witnessed a murder from his bedroom window.
How's your leg?
Hurts a little.
And your stomach?
Empty as a football.
And do you love life?
Not too active.
He enlists his girlfriend, played by Grace Kelly, to help uncover his neighbor's crimes, while trying to avoid being killed in the process.
Laser! Doyle!
Not only did this suspenseful film snag Hitchcock 4 Oscar nominations and solidify his legacy as a cinematic heavy hitter, it also became a familiar pop culture reference with retellings like 2007's Disturbia.
What'd you see?
Red smears.
Blood?
What should we do?
Before we break the suspense and reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
This your body, little man?
Oh, don't turn me in. It was an accident. An accident pure and simple.
Brandon, we've got to hide it. Why? Why? Yes, why? It's only a piece of rope, Philip, an ordinary household article. Why hide it?
You think you know something, don't you? You think you're the clever little girl who knows something.
Oh, Steward, you served me tea just now.
Yes, madame.
Well, have you seen the lady? I was with the English lady.
A man. A statesman. He's to be killed. Assassinated. London. Soon. Very soon.
One psychoanalyst in my hair is enough. What are you going to tell him?
That we are on our honeymoon.
Oh, doctor, you think of the most wonderful prescriptions.
Number 1, Psycho. Widely considered one of the greatest films ever made, this 60s chiller is a cultural milepost and has influenced filmmakers for decades.
Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
Frankly, yes.
A young woman on the lam is murdered in her hotel room by a shadowy figure, later revealed to be disturbed serial killer Norman Bates. The shower scene depicting her stabbing death is one of the most recognizable sequences in movie history. And with its many cuts, angles, and subtle hints of violence and nudity, Hitchcock changed the norms of what was accepted in mainstream cinema. Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie? For more suspenseful top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
That was beautifully put. In fact, after hearing that, there's nothing more I wish to add. So, good night until next week.